to another edition of Author Fan Face Off. The idea is we get together one author, one fan. We pick a book by that author, and author and fan go head to head on 10 questions. We see who knows more. I'm Steve Sheinkin, and my co-host is the famous leaping librarian, Stacey Rattner.
Woohoo! Hello.
And today we have a very special guest, Kate Messner, with her book Breakout, which is based on, or at least inspired by, a real 2015 breakout from a maximum security prison in upstate New York, close to where you live, right?
Yeah, very close. So Breakout was actually inspired by the 2015 prison break at Clinton Correctional Facility, which is, as the crow flies, maybe 15 miles from my house. So we were right in the middle of that manhunt. This is a fictional story, but very much inspired by that real story that was ripped from the headlines.
Awesome. Well, we have a big fan of that book. Kate, Stacey will do the introductions of our challenger.
So excited to introduce Eli as he takes a deep breath. Eli is from Missouri. He is the oldest of 4 boys, and he loves Legos. He even built a Ferris wheel out of Legos that actually moved.
Yeah, there's like a little handle on the back, and it was really cool because they like go up and down, and my brothers, they'd like, oh, can I see that? And I'll give it to them. They'd like go really fast on it, and the people fly out of the seats.
So cool. So I was even thinking like, oh, in the firefighters carnival at the end of the book, like maybe I visualized that Ferris wheel could have been there, right?
Yeah, that would.
All right.
So good luck to both of you.
Sounds ready. All right, I'm just going to jump in with questions then. Eli, here we go. As the story begins, Elodie Jones has just moved to Wolf Creek from what city?
Brooklyn, New York.
From New York City. Correct. All right, Kate. What job does Nora want to have when she's older?
Oh, she wants to be a journalist.
Correct. Yeah, that little bio in their little newspaper, she says, journalist, novelist, or both? Was that you too at that age?
It was not. No, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Oh.
So I evolved from there. Now I get to write about marine creatures. So that's something at least.
Okay. Eli, Lizzie carries this electronic device around with her.
Flash Whisper, and it's kind of like spy gear pen.
Okay, we'll take that. Whisper Flash. Yeah. And Kate, what is the name of the grocery store and deli in town?
Oh, I know this one. It's Joe's Mountain Market.
Nice.
With the exclamation mark.
Eli's got that punctuation down.
You almost want to get, that's almost a bonus point for Eli. They make an important point that's an exclamation point there. All right, Eli. The winners of the firefighter carnival relay race get to win this prize.
They got to water balloon Mr. Simmons, their school principal.
Good. That's a lot of detail. Water balloon the principal. And, the questions get harder as we go along. Kate.
I was just noticing this. I'm getting a little nervous.
I know. You should. You should be. The Wolf Creek time capsule, and that's very important to this story. Different characters writing pieces for the time capsule. It is set to be opened in how many years?
Oh, 50?
50 is right. I think you're lucky.
Oh, yes. All right. Okay.
Eli was smiling like he was ready to jump in there.
I didn't want to say, don't look at Eli because he knows. All right. This one, Eli. Nora's younger brother, Owen, plans to capture the escaped prisoners by luring them to his tree fort with what food and drink?
Use chocolate chip cookies and some beer.
This is PG. Good
Great
job.
Detail. Yeah.
Yes. And Kate. Elodie is inspired by the poems in this book by Jacqueline Woodson.
Oh, that's an easy one because it's one of my favorites too. Brown Girl Dreaming.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Eli. No pressure, but nobody's gotten anything wrong yet. I love this part. There's some mentions of the real life escape from Alcatraz. In their real life escape from Alcatraz, 3 prisoners made a raft out of these.
Raincoats.
Yes, raincoats. And that seems impossible, but
I've
it's
actually read
true.
an Alcatraz book where they were talking about those guys, so I can
Right.
do a little extra on that one.
Okay, so you're just like Nora. You're really into that story.
Insider information.
It was a you choose Alcatraz book, and then at the end they gave real escape attempts. So it's really cool.
Love that stuff. Oh, I love those kind of books. All right, Kate. According to Principal Simmons, who loves to quote famous figures, who said, quote, "Most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be." And it turns out he was wrong, but who did he claim or attribute that quote to?
Did I go with Abraham Lincoln?
Yes, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, you pulled out
in
every
general,
one.
if somebody is being misquoted, it's usually Abraham Lincoln. So
Yeah, that was in the book too. It was like 5 different examples of him.
Yeah,
Poor
he
Lincoln.
misquoted a few people, and you're right about Lincoln. That's true. All right, well, we do have a tie on our hands. Luckily, we have a bonus tiebreaker question.
Okay. Right. So either one, or we'll see how this goes. Bonus question. In her written response to Nora's petition for redress, Nora's mother includes this quote: "One who breaks an unjust law must do so openly, lovingly, and with a willingness to accept the penalty." Who said it?
I know the mom did, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is tough. It's mentioned once, but she did.
I think Martin Luther King Jr.
You got it.
Wow.
I think you just won.
I got to tell you, I was going to guess, and I was going to guess Henry David Thoreau.
They were talking about civil disobedience, and
Exactly. And she talks about Gandhi and Thoreau, but then throws in this quote specifically from King. Very good.
Right, Eli. I am
Oh,
really
yeah.
impressed.
Eli is the super fan.
You won.
did
All right.
it.
Did you have a question? You're here with Kate talking about her awesome book. Did you have any questions?
I actually did. Why'd you put the idea of like them writing to the future? Like, why weren't they just writing a book? Like, why weren't they just like writing back and forth or something? Why did they?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. So, Eli, what happens to me sometimes is, here's the thing. I have these notebooks, and I have all kinds of notebooks where I scribble down ideas that I might someday want to write about. And I had actually written down this idea of a book about a time capsule. And it wasn't supposed to be Breakout. It wasn't supposed to be this book, but I was kind of interested in the idea. In my very first draft of Breakout, it wasn't written this way. It was written as a regular narrative in first person from Nora's point of view. And then one of my writer friends read it and said, "Well, this is really good, but I wonder, did you ever consider writing it from more than one point of view?" To which I said, "No, and it's done and it's long." So, but then I got thinking about it and I realized that would be such a better way to tell the story. So
with like one person, it's pretty cool because you hear all that's cool.
Right. And sometimes people say things, they look at the same event totally differently, right? Now that it's news articles and letters and text messages. So that was where that idea came in. And then I was trying to think, what would cause all of these different documents to be collected in one place? And I was like, the time capsule project. So I like that. And also because I like thinking of how we might change as a society. I'm an optimist, so I always hope that 20 or 30 years down the road, we're going to look back and say, wow, we've come a long way. So I feel like that was kind of an important part of it too. Thanks, Eli, for being game to do this. It was so much fun.
You too. I feel really honored to be on this even. So it's really cool to be here.
Well, me too. Thanks, Eli. And thank you, Stacey.